So y'all might be wondering why I got a fake Bentley behind me. Well, it turns out I was getting service on my new Bentley. Well, not so new Bentley. A drop top Bentley. And so they put me in the fake. All right, so off the rip, you're presented a logo that looks like a cartoon version of the Bentley logo, and you're greeted by a digital screen that looks very nice. So off of the rip, this is gonna be a very bouncy car. Got a little bark to it. The car does have a sports mode. We're in a residential area, so we're not gonna see if it's fast just yet, but my first impressions are that the car is very bumpy. She got a little bark for a V6. So this particular one has 9,000 miles on it. Not quite sure if it's a 2023 or a 2025, but it's one of them. The car has a lot of bark for a V6. All 6 hamsters in this bitch are roaring at full speed. It kind of put me in the mind of like a Maserati Ghibli in the way that it sounds, because it's like just a ferocious ass V6, like ferocious. And it has nice pull. I assume the car doesn't weigh anything because the whole ride I'm just over here like this. So the car maybe weighs 2,500 pounds. Not to compare too much to a Bentley that weighs over double the weight of this car. I do like that it has a ton of features. You got the wireless charger, you've got the P button for some reason, you've got everything that you would expect in a newer car, but it's not a Bentley. It's not a Bentley. It wants to be a Bentley, and in many ways gives you the look of a Bentley. Fun fact, they actually had this car designed by former Bentley designers. They left or got laid off or some shit, and they basically was like, give us the sauce. So the sauce is very much had, and it feels good. I like the layout, but the AC is so loud that we're not gonna be able to talk while it's on. We're gonna suffer in the heat while this video continues. This shit is trying to be a sports car so bad. It's actually kind of cute. I love it. I love it. This shit's got the ferocious, what do they call it, rear wheel drive fishtail. When you hit the gas and the car can't even stay connected to the ground. It's too fast for itself. 368 horsepower, which is pretty fast. For those who don't drive Bentley every day, you might actually think that you want to race against somebody. Though I can't help but feel like that's not what this car is for. This car is more articulated for the luxury feel, the elegance. I'd say the least luxury part about this car is probably the suspension. It bounces and jumps around just like a Toyota or Honda would. I don't see any difference in this ride than any other car in the 20 to 40K range. When put in reverse, the car has really good parking assist. I don't think it parks itself, but certainly the 360 camera will aid you in fitting in tight spaces. And again, like I was saying, if using driving convenience, forward safety, driver attention warning, parking safety, blind spot safety, and lane assist safety, and you still crash, you might as well consider yourself a bad driver. I also just found out that this has active sound design, which means that not only is it a fake Bentley, but it's a fake muscle. The car actually sounds like. But using active sound design, you too can have the roar of the muscle. Gay? Let's be honest. For $30,000, $40,000, you can get one of these used, like 2022, 2023 model. Pretty awesome. Is it a Bentley? No. Is it a Genesis? One of the things I hate the most about this transmission, for some reason, the P button requires you to do this. Might not seem like much, but who does this when they want to park? All right, so first impression driving on the highway with this car is the road noise is acceptable, not great, not terrible, but it's definitely in the tier of a Toyota Honda. The wind noise is there. I don't have the AC on right now because if I did, you wouldn't even be able to hear me at all. All right, this is me on the highway with the AC on full blast. Not really conducive for luxury car. I will say the car is a little bit less bouncy. The driver assist package is superior to an older Bentley, for example. If you actually bought the real thing at full price new, it's gonna set you back about $300,000. So for the fact that this is attempting to emulate a $300,000 car, does a pretty decent job of that. It's quick, it's agile on the highway. The only thing they fell short on really is just the feel of the car. The car does not feel like a luxury car, but it has all the features you would want. It has a lot of different drive modes. You flick the drive mode and it pops up here what you got going on. One of my biggest grievances here is actually the fact that the touchscreen doesn't really have many apps. There's not like there's an app store where you can really see anything that's worth having. You can't watch videos. You click on media and it basically gives you the same options that you'd have in a car that was 10 years older than it is. Nothing really to look at but the road. For people that are into hands-free driving and the tech that comes with that, the hands-free system is usable, but it's not like on the level of a Tesla or anything like that. If you put the signal on, right now we're in autopilot mode or adaptive cruise control or whatever they want to call it. If you put the signal on, it's not like it's gonna change signals for you, but you do get a nice little window that pops up here you can use to check your blind spot. That's pretty cool. As far as people that want to use this for hands-free driving, I got to give it like a 7 out of 10. It stays in the lane like 90% of the time, but if you overly rely on the system, you're definitely going to die, without a doubt. All right, my final impression of the Hyundai Genesis. Would I pay $40,000, $50,000 for one of these, knowing I could get the real thing for that much money? No. But if your prerogative is saving money on gas, if spending potentially more money on upkeep and maintenance bothers you, if you don't mind driving a clone of something much greater, like I would mind, then the G70 might be for you. Overall, I'd like to thank Genesis of Westlake for loaning me this fake Bentley while they work on my real Bentley at O'Gara Coach. But this only brings us into the second segment of the video. The real question: should you spend $40,000 on a fake Bentley when you could spend $40,000 on a real Bentley? All right, so this is to be compared to not a car necessarily in the same class, but in the same price range. So for about $40,000, you can get you one of these. I picked up mine with about 30,000 miles on it. I've set to put another 30, 35 on here. But this is to give you pretty much a perspective of what your money buys you, essentially. Let's see how they compare. So technology-wise, this Bentley has an upgraded infotainment center. It pretty much emulates some of the same functionality you're gonna get out of the newer model cars, but obviously it allows you to have actual features that you want, like YouTube, being able to keep up with the YSL pace while you drive.
The judge in Young Thug's RICO trial orders the rapper's attorney to jail for contempt.
Gas mileage wise, with the real Bentley, it's not going to be comparable. You know, you're going to be looking at 12 cylinders versus a ferocious 6. But the sound's not fake, and the speed's not fake either. You're also going to get an all-wheel drive chassis made in Crew's finest. These are British muscle cars. The steering feels way different. The bumps feel way different. Overall, it's a real Bentley. So this particular Bentley spec is gonna be the Flying Spur W12 6.0 engine. Biggest thing you're gonna notice in the ride quality is that it doesn't do that like bouncy shit when you hit the gas. It's just a smooth power delivery. Not really many cars are gonna be able to get you that for 40, 50K. So it's understandable that it's not the same, but this segment of the video is to just show y'all what the car wants to be. So you see the stitching is a little bit more dialed down. You've got the stars in the ceiling, heated, cool seats, just like in the fake Bentley. You've got an animated picture. The Bentley knows it's gold. All the basic stuff, child lock, self-closing doors. The fake Bentley actually doesn't have self-closing doors. Only other car that I've driven that has like self-closing doors under 80K, I'd probably say is like the Tesla Model X. Overall, super smooth car. Though I will say that gas mileage is gonna be about twice as good. Right now I'm getting 12 miles a gallon. If you want a car for gas mileage, you might want to get the fake Bentley. What do y'all think though? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. It's Harvey Genesis III. You're not gonna get like any fancy headrests or anything like that with the G70, but for the fake Bentley, overall I give it an 8.5 out of 10, y'all.